The story begins with a peaceful morning on Earth, where everything seems normal. People are going about their daily lives, workers commuting to offices, children heading to school, and the sun shining brightly over bustling cities. But this peace is shattered in an instant, as the sky suddenly darkens. Massive, shadowy ships appear in Earth's orbit, blocking out the sun. The world stands still, watching in awe and fear as alien vessels descend from the heavens. This is no ordinary occurrence. The ships belong to the HFY race, a galactic empire far more advanced than anything humanity has ever known. These alien invaders have traveled across the galaxy to deliver a warning to humanity. A voice, cold and commanding, booms across the world through every communication channel, radio, TV, and even mobile phones. The voice speaks in perfect English, as though it has been waiting for this moment. We are the HFY race. You have been warned. Submit to our control, or your world will be destroyed. You have 24 hours to comply. The voice sends a chill down the spine of every listener. It's not just an invasion threat, it's a statement of power. The HFY race claim to be invincible, their technology far beyond Earth's comprehension. Their ships are enormous, each one capable of leveling entire cities with a single strike. The HFY race fleet hangs ominously in the atmosphere, casting a shadow of doom over every continent. Their fleet is ready to strike, and humanity has no way of stopping them. The threat is clear: either surrender or be annihilated. In the midst of this panic, the world's leaders scramble to respond. Nations come together to form an emergency council, but it's clear that no one has a solution. Scientists and military strategists are unable to comprehend how to fight against such overwhelming power. The HFY race communicate again, reminding Earth that the deadline for surrender is approaching fast. There is no time left for hesitation. The message is simple: submit, or face your end. As the deadline looms, Earth's citizens feel helpless. Panic spreads like wildfire. People rush to the streets, preparing for the worst, while others desperately try to leave major cities, fearing the worst. Governments and military forces are in chaos, struggling to devise a plan. The idea of resistance seems hopeless. How could humanity stand up against an empire capable of destroying entire civilizations? But there is one person who refuses to accept this fate. Captain Jonah Cross, a former war hero who has witnessed alien invasions before, refuses to sit idly by. Years ago, Cross lost his wife and daughter to an alien attack, leaving him with a burning desire to protect Earth at any cost. He has never trusted aliens and has spent years preparing for the possibility of this moment, knowing that Earth might one day face a threat far beyond its capabilities. Cross immediately reaches out to a group of trusted scientists and military leaders, determined to form a resistance. The group, though small and underfunded, agrees to fight back. They are not ready to surrender their world without a fight. Captain Cross knows they need to act fast. Humanity's only hope lies in a counterattack, no matter how impossible it seems. We will not bow down. We will fight, Cross declares, his voice filled with conviction. He calls upon every soldier, scientist, and engineer to unite and prepare. As the world teeters on the brink of destruction, a small spark of hope begins to flicker. Earth's fate will now rest on the shoulders of those brave enough to resist. But just as preparations begin, the HFY race make their first move. Without warning, their fleet unleashes the cleansing protocol, a powerful orbital bombardment that targets the heart of Earth's major cities. The bombardment is swift and merciless. Massive energy blasts rain down from the skies, turning entire metropolises into ash. Thousands of lives are lost in seconds. The force of the attacks is beyond anything humanity has ever witnessed. Major cities like New York, London, and Tokyo are struck with devastating force. Earth's military tries to respond, but their weapons are no match for the HFY race advanced technology. Anti-aircraft missiles are rendered useless as alien ships easily dodge and retaliate. The military's most advanced fighters, equipped with state-of-the-art tech, stand no chance against the VARAS superior weaponry. Captain Cross watches the destruction unfold from his command center, his fists clenched in rage. He knows the clock is ticking. The VARAS have proven their strength, and humanity's fragile defenses are no match for them. The countdown to humanity's extinction has begun, but Cross refuses to give up. He's faced death before, and this time, he will fight until the end. Meanwhile, the global media broadcasts the destruction to every corner of the world. People stare in disbelief, unable to comprehend the scale of the devastation. There is no escape from the VARAS. The message is clear: Earth is helpless. Earth is lost. But despite the overwhelming odds, humanity begins to fight back, if only out of sheer desperation. The call to arms is sent across every nation. Even in the face of certain destruction, there are those willing to sacrifice everything for the chance to survive. Military units begin organizing in secret. The few remaining scientists race to develop any kind of weapon or defense system that could stand a chance against the alien onslaught. Every possible resource is directed toward resisting the VARAS, even as the bombs continue to fall. The VARAS, confident in their victory, give humanity one last chance to surrender. You have 1 hour left. Surrender now, or face complete annihilation, they declare, their words cold and final. But Captain Cross and his resistance refuse to give in. They have no choice but to fight back, even if the odds are impossible. The stage is set for a desperate, heart-pounding battle for Earth's survival. Just as the last seconds tick away before the final strike, Captain Cross leads his team into action. They have no plan, no backup, and no certainty of survival. But one thing is clear: Earth's last hope rests in their hands. The suspense builds as humanity braces for the next move. Will Earth surrender? Or will Captain Cross and his resistance be able to turn the tide in this battle for the future of their planet? The answers are unknown, and the fate of the Earth hangs in the balance. Even as the VARAS continue their devastating assault on Earth, one thing becomes clear: humanity is not ready to give up. The destruction is overwhelming, but from the ashes of despair, a small group of people begins to rise. They have no illusions about the odds they face, but they have something far more powerful: determination and a will to survive. Led by Captain Jonah Cross, they form an underground movement called the Resistance. Captain Cross knows that the future of Earth depends on this group. He has seen firsthand how far the VARAS will go to crush a species, and he will not let his homeworld fall without a fight. This movement, though small at first, is made up of the most skilled individuals Earth has to offer. Together, they are humanity's last hope. Cross begins assembling a team of misfits, each with their unique skills, and a shared hatred for the alien invaders. There's Clara, a brilliant hacker who can break into almost any system in seconds. She's the kind of person who lives in the shadows, unseen and unnoticed, but can turn the tide of a battle with just a few keystrokes. Then there's Bonner, a former soldier who had seen the worst of wars. His calm demeanor hides a ruthless fighter, and his experience in combat makes him one of the Resistance's most valuable members. But perhaps the most unexpected member is Zara, a mysterious alien who once served as a high-ranking officer in the VARAS military. Zara is on Earth in exile, having turned her back on the Empire after realizing its true, evil nature. She's the Resistance's secret weapon, a guide to understanding their enemy from the inside. Each of them has lost something to the VARAS, and their shared pain drives them forward. For Captain Cross, the loss of his wife and daughter in a previous alien attack is a wound that never heals. It's a loss that fuels his every decision, and he sees this fight as his chance to make things right, not just for Earth, but for the memory of those he lost. Every time the team faces a new challenge, Cross is reminded of why they fight. It's not just about survival, it's about revenge, justice, and protecting the future of humanity. The Resistance begins their efforts by operating in the shadows, using guerrilla tactics and stealth technology to avoid detection. They know that they are outmatched in terms of firepower, so they rely on their wits and resourcefulness. In hidden bunkers and makeshift labs, they gather whatever equipment they can find and work tirelessly to develop strategies. It's an uphill battle, and every step forward feels like a fight just to survive. But with each passing day, their numbers grow, and their morale strengthens. Humanity, once on the brink of extinction, now has hope. The first strike comes when Captain Cross and his team decide to raid a crashed VRAS ship for valuable technology. The mission is high risk, but they don't have a choice. If they can steal a cloaking device, it will give them the ability to hide from the VRAS and launch surprise attacks. The team knows that this could be their only chance to get a serious edge over their enemies. They infiltrate the crash site, a burned-out landscape littered with the wreckage of alien technology. The VRAS had attacked the ship when it was shot down, but they hadn't fully recovered all the technology on board. The Resistance's mission is clear: get in, get the cloaking device, and get out. But things don't go as planned. As soon as they enter the wreckage, they are ambushed by VRAS drones and robotic guards, automated soldiers that are nearly indestructible. The team is caught in a brutal firefight, with lasers and explosions ripping through the air. Clara, the hacker, works frantically to disable the drone's targeting systems, while Bonner holds off the enemy forces with his military training. Captain Cross leads the charge, making sure everyone stays focused. The situation looks grim. Just when they think they're outnumbered and outgunned, Zara uses her knowledge of VRAS tech to disable the robots, allowing the team to escape. Their hearts race as they leave the wreckage behind, cloaking device in hand. It's a hard-won victory, but it's only the beginning. The team celebrates their success, knowing that they've gained a small but significant advantage over their alien adversaries. For a brief moment, they allow themselves to feel a glimmer of hope. But that hope is quickly extinguished. As they begin to analyze the cloaking device, a new message is broadcast from the VRAS fleet, one that sends a wave of dread through the entire Resistance. The VRAS announced the activation of their new weapon, a planet-cracking device, one so powerful that it could shatter Earth's core. It's a weapon that could end all life on the planet in an instant, reducing everything to rubble. The VRAS are not just trying to conquer Earth, they are planning to destroy it completely. The Resistance, though shaken, is not ready to give up. They now have a clear goal: they must stop the planet-cracking device before it's too late. With the cloaking device secured and the help of Zara, they plan to infiltrate the VRAS stronghold and disable the weapon. But this mission will be even more dangerous than the last. The VRAS are aware that humanity is still fighting back, and they will stop at nothing to ensure their plan succeeds. Captain Cross knows that the time to act is now. There's no more running, no more hiding. The Resistance must strike quickly and decisively, or Earth will be lost forever. The odds are still stacked against them, but for the first time since the invasion began, they feel ready to take on the impossible. With their first victory behind them, they gather their forces for the final push. The cliffhanger leaves the team on the edge of a knife. The planet-cracking device is the ultimate weapon, and the Resistance has just one chance to destroy it. Will they succeed, or will this be their final battle? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain: Earth's fate rests in their hands. The countdown to Earth's destruction continues, and the Resistance is running out of time. With the VRAS planet-cracking device now activated, every passing second brings humanity closer to annihilation. The VRAS are ruthless, and their weapon is far too powerful to ignore. If the Resistance is to stand any chance of saving Earth, they need to find a way to disable the device before it's too late. But the clock is ticking, and every move they make is a gamble. In the face of this overwhelming threat, Captain Jonah Cross leads his team into the heart of Earth's underground tunnels. There's a clue hidden deep in the network, an ancient alien artifact that could hold the key to stopping the planet cracker. The Resistance doesn't fully understand the artifact's powers, but they know one thing for sure: it's their last hope. The tunnels are dark and oppressive, stretching beneath the Earth like a labyrinth. With every step they take, the air grows colder, and the weight of their mission settles heavier on their shoulders. They move cautiously, knowing that the VARAS are already aware of their presence and will stop at nothing to wipe them out. But despite the danger, the resistance pushes forward, determined to reach the artifact and prevent the planet's destruction. The deeper they go, the more treacherous the tunnels become. Massive mechanical guardians, remnants of an ancient civilization, lurk in the shadows, waiting for intruders. These massive, heavily armed robots were built long ago to protect whatever secrets lay hidden deep within the earth. Now, they stand as silent sentinels, ready to attack any who dare to enter. The resistance is forced to fight their way through these formidable machines, narrowly escaping death with every encounter. The sound of clashing metal and explosive fire fills the tunnels as they push onward. But the resistance isn't just battling ancient guardians, they're also being hunted by the VARAS themselves. The alien empire, now fully aware of Earth's efforts to fight back, deploys their deadliest AI soldiers. These ruthless machines are designed to track and eliminate human resistance with cold, calculated precision. The team can hear the eerie hum of their enemies' footsteps in the distance, the AI soldiers closing in on them. Every corner they turn, every dark passage they enter, could be their last. The air is thick with tension, and the resistance knows that the stakes have never been higher. Amidst the chaos, the team's resolve begins to crack. The pressure mounts as they realize that their chances of success grow slimmer with each passing moment. It's then that Bonner, the seasoned soldier who had seen so many battles, makes the ultimate sacrifice. As the team is cornered by a group of VARAS AI soldiers, Bonner knows there's no way they'll all make it out alive unless they take drastic action. Without hesitation, he charges into the fray, drawing the attention of the AI soldiers and buying the others precious time to escape. Bonner's sacrifice is a devastating blow to the resistance. He had become a trusted member of the team, his experience and calm demeanor guiding them through countless close calls. His death leaves a gaping hole in their ranks, and it's a loss that weighs heavily on Captain Cross. But in the midst of their grief, something else emerges, a fire of determination. Bonner didn't die in vain. His sacrifice serves as a rallying cry for the resistance, a reminder of what's at stake and the courage it takes to fight for a better future. His memory fuels their resolve to press on, no matter the cost. With Bonner's sacrifice driving them forward, the team finally reaches the heart of the tunnels, the location of the ancient alien artifact. It's a breathtaking sight, an enormous, glowing crystal, suspended in a chamber surrounded by intricate, otherworldly carvings. The artifact pulses with a strange, powerful energy, and as the team gathers around it, they realize just how crucial this moment is. This is the key to stopping the VARAS weapon. But as they approach the artifact, they are not alone. A towering VARAS general steps out of the shadows, his eyes cold and calculating. He's been waiting for them, and his presence confirms what the resistance feared. The VARAS have known about Earth's secret weapon for centuries. The artifact is not just a relic, it's part of a larger, cosmic plan. The general reveals that the VARAS have studied Earth for millennia, and they've always known about the power hidden beneath the planet's surface. This knowledge, he says, has been the source of the VARAS confidence all along. They are not just invaders, they are conquerors, and they will not allow humanity to stop them now. The general offers the resistance an ultimatum: surrender and submit to the VARAS rule, or face total annihilation. The fate of the Earth, and every human being on it, hangs in the balance. He's confident that the resistance will fold under pressure, just like so many before them. But Captain Cross knows better. The resistance has fought too hard, lost too much, to back down now. As the general's words hang in the air, the tension is palpable. The team is outmatched and outgunned, but they are not ready to give up. With Bonner's sacrifice still fresh in their minds, they know that they have one last chance to strike back. They have the artifact, and they have the resolve to see this fight through. The resistance might be the underdog, but they are not defeated yet. The cliffhanger leaves the team facing the VARAS general, their next move uncertain. Will they choose to surrender, or will they fight to the bitter end? The fate of Earth depends on their decision, and the outcome is still hanging in the balance. But one thing is certain, the resistance will never stop fighting. They may be outnumbered, but they are not out of hope. As the general's smirk fades, the team knows that the final battle is just beginning, the resistance is on the brink. After losing so much and facing seemingly insurmountable odds, it feels as though humanity's last hope is slipping away. Yet, despite all the overwhelming forces against them, Captain Jonah Cross and his team refuse to give in. The memory of their fallen comrades, especially Bonner, fuels their resolve to keep fighting. They know that Earth's survival depends on them, and they can't let that slip away. In the depths of their underground hideout, the Resistance finally unlocks the secrets of the ancient alien artifact. At first, its purpose was unclear, but after hours of deciphering its alien language and symbols, they discover the truth. The artifact contains a weapon of unimaginable power, one capable of disabling the VARAS technology and turning the tide in their favor. This weapon is unlike anything the Resistance has ever seen. It is a force that could cripple the VARAS advanced technology, rendering their weapons and ships useless. The Resistance now has a fighting chance. Armed with the artifact and its powerful capabilities, they prepare for their most dangerous mission yet, an all-out assault on the VARAS stronghold. The VARAS are formidable, and their defenses are nearly impenetrable, but the Resistance knows that they must take this risk if they're going to save Earth. Time is running out, and the planet-cracking device is mere moments away from activation. If they don't act now, it will be too late. Captain Cross leads the charge, and with the artifact's power in their hands, the Resistance begins to infiltrate the VARAS fleet. Using their cloaking devices and advanced technology, they sneak past enemy radar and slip into the heart of the VARAS stronghold. The tension is palpable, every step they take could be their last. The VARAS ships are everywhere, and the Resistance is surrounded, but they know they have no other choice. The battle that unfolds is intense and multifaceted. On the ground, the Resistance fights off waves of VARAS soldiers, using advanced weaponry and guerrilla tactics to break through the enemy lines. In space, massive ships engage in high-speed dogfights, as the Resistance's fleet battles the VARAS in a desperate attempt to gain the upper hand. Every skirmish is life or death, and the Resistance soldiers fight with everything they've got. Each victory, no matter how small, brings them closer to their ultimate goal, destroying the planet-cracking device before the VARAS can activate it. But the true battle lies within the VARAS ships. The Resistance, armed with the artifact, infiltrates the enemy's heart, making their way to the planet-cracking device hidden in the deepest levels of the VARAS stronghold. The tension rises as they fight their way through the labyrinthine corridors, fighting against both alien soldiers and high-tech security systems. The artifact pulses with energy, guiding them toward their objective, and the hope of victory pushes them forward. But the closer they get to the weapon, the more dangerous the path becomes. Amid the chaos, Captain Cross experiences a brief but deeply emotional moment. In the heat of battle, he finds himself alone in a quiet corner of the VARAS ship, holding the artifact and remembering his lost wife and daughter. The weight of their memory is a constant presence in his mind, and it hits him harder than ever. The loss of his family is a pain that never goes away, but it is this very pain that drives him. He speaks to their memory, vowing to protect Earth for their sake, to make sure that no one else suffers the way he has. His voice cracks as he whispers his promise into the silence, but it gives him strength to press on. The loss of Bonner, still fresh in his mind, also weighs heavily on the team. He was their friend, their comrade, and his death has left a void that none of them can fill. But they fight on, not just for themselves, but for Bonner, too. The team is bonded by the shared grief and the determination to finish what they started. They can't afford to fail. Finally, they breach the heart of the VARAS stronghold, and the planet-cracking device looms before them. The Resistance soldiers can almost taste victory, but just as they prepare to destroy the weapon and end the threat once and for all, the VARAS unleash their final weapon. The air crackles with energy, and a colossal war machine, a towering AI-controlled behemoth, emerges from the shadows. Its size is monstrous, dwarfing the resistance soldiers, and its weaponry is devastating. The VARAS general, in a final act of desperation, has unleashed the last of their deadly arsenal, a war machine capable of destroying entire fleets with a single blow. The resistance is faced with the impossible, a battle against an enemy unlike anything they've fought before. The war machine's armor is nearly indestructible, and its weapons are capable of wiping out entire squads of soldiers in seconds. It's a weapon of pure destruction, and it's all that stands between the resistance and the planet's survival. The odds are impossible, but the resistance refuses to back down. As the machine's massive guns power up, the resistance launches a final assault, using everything they have left. It's a fight for survival, and the outcome is uncertain. The clock is ticking, and the fate of Earth hangs in the balance. Can the resistance destroy the machine and prevent the planet-cracking device from activating? Or will they be crushed under the weight of the VARAS final weapon? The cliffhanger leaves the team facing this enormous new threat, unsure if they will survive the battle ahead. The final showdown is about to begin, and everything they've fought for is on the line. The resistance is in the fight of their lives, and the stakes have never been higher. The turn of the tide is upon them, but will it be enough to turn the battle in their favor? The resistance has made it this far, but the hardest battle is yet to come. With the planet-cracking device still counting down to activation and the VARAS terrifying war machine now unleashed, Earth's fate hangs by a thread. The final confrontation is upon them, and the battlefield stretches across both space and the surface of the VARAS homeworld. Captain Jonah Cross and his team are ready for the ultimate test. The stakes have never been higher. The battle is unlike anything the Resistance has faced before. In space, massive ships engaged in a deadly struggle as the Resistance fleet battles the VARAS armada. The sky above is a maze of laser fire and explosions, as both sides launch their most advanced weapons in an attempt to gain the upper hand. Resistance ships zip through the chaos, dodging enemy fire and retaliating with everything they've got. The contrast between the brilliance of the stars and the fiery destruction around them creates a surreal atmosphere. The team knows this will be their final chance to stop the VARAS, either they succeed, or Earth will be lost forever. On the ground, the Resistance fights against the AI-controlled war machine in a brutal and high-stakes battle. The machine is massive, towering over them, its mechanical limbs equipped with devastating weapons capable of obliterating anything in its path. Its metal skin is nearly impervious to gunfire, and its AI core adapts to every tactic the Resistance tries, making it a nearly invincible opponent. The war machine is a force of pure destruction, and its relentless power crushes everything in its way. Every move Captain Cross and his team make feels like a desperate attempt to stay alive. But the Resistance doesn't give up. They've come too far to fail now. With the power of the alien artifact, they start to break through the war machine's defenses. The artifact's energy surges as they channel it into the machine, weakening its systems. It's a slow process, and the battle is far from over, but it's their only hope. The war machine fights back with unrelenting force, but the Resistance refuses to retreat. Captain Cross, fueled by the memory of his fallen comrades, charges forward with reckless determination. In a moment of true sacrifice, Zara, the mysterious exiled alien who has been their ally since the beginning, makes a risky and selfless move. Knowing that the artifact can only do so much, she decides to sabotage the core of the war machine. She fights her way to its heart, her every step a struggle against the relentless AI defenses. It's a near impossible task, but Zara's knowledge of the VARAS and their technology gives her a unique advantage. With a final, desperate push, she plants an explosive device in the war machine's core, setting it to destroy the machine from within. But Zara doesn't make it out in time. The blast takes her life, and her sacrifice is the key to disabling the unstoppable force. The resistance is left reeling from Zara's loss. She was not only their ally, but also a symbol of the unity between humans and aliens fighting for a common cause. Her death hits Captain Cross the hardest. He's already lost so much, and now this final loss feels almost too much to bear. But as the war machine crumbles around them, the team knows they cannot let Zara's sacrifice be in vain. They continue their fight, even as grief weighs heavy on their hearts. The visuals of this battle are breathtaking. In space, orbital bombardments light up the sky as massive ships unleash their firepower. Explosions rock the VARAS fleet, sending debris spiraling into the void. On the ground, close-quarters combat rages as the resistance soldiers fight against waves of alien soldiers and robots. The tension is palpable as they move through the battlefield, engaging in hand-to-hand combat, their weapons clashing with those of the VARAS. Every corner is a new battle, every step taken with the knowledge that they may not survive the next. As the war machine finally shuts down, the battle is far from over. The VARAS general, VARAC, the leader of the VARAS Empire, watches from his command center, ready to engage Captain Cross in the final showdown. VARAC is a fearsome adversary, tall, imposing, and ruthless. He embodies the VARAS desire for control and destruction. His cold, calculating mind has been one of the driving forces behind the VARAS invasion, and now he stands as the last obstacle between humanity and survival. Captain Cross knows that this is the moment that will determine Earth's fate. If he can defeat VARAC, the VARAS will lose their grip on Earth, and humanity will finally be free. But VARAC is no ordinary leader. He is a trained warrior, and his own combat skills rival those of the most advanced soldiers. The two engage in a brutal hand-to-hand fight, a clash of wills and strength. Every punch and kick echoes with the weight of everything that has led to this moment. The floor beneath them cracks as they exchange blows, their movements a blur of power and speed. The battle between Cross and VARAC is not just physical, it is a fight of ideals. VARAC believes in the superiority of the VARAS and their right to dominate other species. He sees Earth as nothing more than a planet to be controlled, a pawn in the VARAS grand scheme. Cross, on the other hand, fights for freedom, for the right of humanity to decide its own fate. Each strike is a reflection of the battle between these two worldviews, one that values control and destruction, and one that values freedom and life. Just when it seems like VARAC is gaining the upper hand, Captain Cross digs deep into his reserves of strength. The memory of his fallen comrades, of Zara, and of the people he swore to protect pushes him beyond his limits. With a final, desperate move, he manages to land a decisive blow. VARAC falters, and Cross takes the opportunity to deliver the final strike that ends the war. VARAC falls, defeated, and with him, the last hope of the VARAS Empire. The fate of Earth is sealed. The resistance has won, but at a great cost. Many have died, and the scars of war will never fade. Captain Cross looks out over the battlefield, the weight of victory settling in. Earth has been saved, but the price has been high. The ultimate showdown has ended, and humanity has emerged victorious, but the cost of that victory will stay with them forever. The battle for Earth is reaching its climax. Captain Jonah Cross has already fought through unimaginable odds, lost friends and allies, and watched the very fabric of his world tear apart. Yet, he knows that the final, most dangerous fight is still ahead of him. The stakes have never been higher. Earth's survival depends on this one last confrontation with General VARAC, the leader of the VARAS Empire. Their destinies are now intertwined, and the final decision will decide the fate of billions. The confrontation between Captain Cross and General VARAC is nothing short of legendary. The two opponents meet on the war-torn battlefield, their faces set with grim determination. The air is thick with tension, the smell of burning cities and destruction all around them. The ground beneath their feet shakes as the two combatants engage in a battle to the death. It's a fight unlike anything Captain Cross has ever faced before. VARAC, with his towering frame and cold, calculating demeanor, is a true warrior, skilled in both advanced weaponry and brutal hand-to-hand combat. He doesn't hold back, each strike aimed to break Cross's spirit as well as his body. Cross, however, is driven by the memory of his fallen comrades and the burning desire to protect the planet he loves. He fights not just for himself, but for the countless lives lost, for the survivors, and for the future of humanity. With every blow, Cross channels his grief, his anger, and his resolve, refusing to give in. Their weapons clash, sparks flying as energy swords slice through the air, while the ground quakes beneath their powerful combat. For a moment, it seems like time itself has slowed down, as the two warriors dance in the brutal choreography of war. Each attack is more violent than the last, each dodge a testament to their skill and survival instincts. But just as the battle seems to reach its peak, a shocking revelation changes everything. As Cross gains the upper hand, he manages to disarm General Vieirac, exposing him to the world. In that moment of vulnerability, the truth comes crashing down. General Vieirac has been secretly working with a faction of humans who betrayed their planet to the VA race in exchange for power. These traitors, corrupted by greed and a lust for control, struck a deal with the alien empire to sell out humanity in exchange for personal gain. They promised to help the VA race defeat Earth's defenses, believing that they could share in the spoils of conquest. The betrayal rocks Cross to his core. These humans, once a part of his world, have now allied with the very enemies who sought to destroy Earth. His mind races with questions: how could they have done this? What drove them to such treachery? The revelation infuriates him, but it also fuels his determination to stop them. The stakes of the battle have escalated beyond personal revenge or the survival of Earth. Now, it is a fight for justice, a fight to expose those who have sold their soul for power, and to show the true strength of humanity. Captain Cross, using his communication device, broadcasts the betrayal to the world. His voice crackles through the airwaves, reaching the ears of every human left on Earth. He reveals the truth to humanity: how these corrupt individuals have sided with the VA race for their own selfish reasons. The betrayal is exposed for all to see. But it's not just about revealing the treachery. Cross calls upon the people of Earth to stand united, to fight back against those who would destroy their world, no matter the cost. He reminds them that even in the darkest moments, humanity's strength lies in its ability to fight for what's right, to protect their homes, their families, and their freedom. His words spark a wave of resistance. Across the globe, people rise up, rejecting the idea of surrendering to the VA race. The traitor's power is quickly diminished as the world unites in a single, shared cause: survival. The fight for Earth becomes not just a battle of weapons, but a battle of ideals. Captain Cross's message has ignited a fire in humanity, and now the resistance is stronger than ever. The fight is no longer just about fighting back the VA race, it's about reclaiming Earth, about standing up to corruption and tyranny, and about choosing to protect what is good and just in the face of overwhelming odds. But just as Cross is about to deliver the final blow to General Vieirac, the VA race unleash their last, most devastating weapon, a colossal energy blast, powerful enough to wipe out all of Earth's major cities. The air around them crackles with energy as the weapon powers up, sending a pulse of destructive force rippling across the atmosphere. The countdown begins, and it's clear that the weapon's power is unlike anything humanity has ever faced. Cross is momentarily distracted, his focus torn between the final victory over Vieirac and the impending doom that threatens everything. He knows that if the blast hits, Earth's civilization will be erased, and all the lives lost in the war will have been for nothing. But he can't let go of his fight with Vieirac just yet. His heart races as the weapon charges, the massive energy blast nearing its release. Cross is faced with a gut-wrenching decision: finish the duel and risk humanity's annihilation, or stop the weapon and allow Vieirac to escape. The weight of this decision hangs on his shoulders, each second stretching out like an eternity. The final cliffhanger leaves the audience in suspense, with the fate of Earth uncertain. Will Captain Cross manage to stop the energy blast in time and save humanity from total destruction? Or will he be forced to make an impossible choice between defeating his enemy and saving the world? The tension builds to an almost unbearable level as the countdown to Earth's final moments continues. In that moment, the ultimate question hangs in the air: can humanity survive, or will the forces of evil prevail? The answer lies in Captain Cross's hands, and with it, the fate of the entire planet. The final moments of the battle are chaotic. Captain Jonah Cross stands on the edge of everything. The energy blast from the VA-RAS weapon is mere moments from being unleashed, a wave of destruction that could wipe out all of Earth's cities in an instant. The countdown is ticking, and the sky above is filled with the pulse of impending doom. There is no more time for second chances. This is the moment that will determine the future of humanity, the moment when all of Cross's sacrifices, and the sacrifices of his comrades, will either pay off or be for nothing. Captain Cross knows there is only one way to stop the destruction. He can't just fight the enemy. He must outsmart them, use their own technology against them. As the massive energy blast begins to form, Cross sees the final piece of the puzzle. The artifact, the powerful alien device they had been protecting all along, holds the key. The artifact is capable of manipulating energy on a scale no one on Earth could ever imagine. Cross has one shot to reroute the blast, to send the energy back at the VA-RAS fleet. It's an all-or-nothing move. The chance of survival is slim, but for Cross, it's the only option. He makes the decision in an instant, knowing the cost could be his life. With a fierce determination, he activates the artifact, sending a wave of energy surging through it. The blast, which had been meant to obliterate Earth, now begins to change direction. The energy begins to warp, twist, and bend, racing back toward the VA-RAS fleet. The moment is electrifying. In one devastating instant, the energy returns to its origin, detonating in a massive explosion. The VA-RAS fleet is consumed in a brilliant flash of light. Ships, weapons, and entire war machines are destroyed, leaving only debris and the echoes of victory. Earth is saved, but at a tremendous cost. As the smoke clears and the world stands in stunned silence, it's clear that the battle is over. The VA-RAS, though powerful and relentless, have been defeated. The remaining forces, now leaderless and broken, have no choice but to surrender. The threat that had once seemed insurmountable is finally gone. Earth's victory is not just one of technology, but of humanity's will to survive, to resist, and to fight for their home. The sacrifices made by Captain Cross, his team, and all the brave soldiers who stood by them have brought this moment to fruition. But the victory does not come without its price. The survivors, those who remain after the devastation, must now face the heavy toll of war. Captain Cross, gravely wounded from his battle with General VA-RAC and the energy blast, lies in the rubble of the battlefield. His body is battered, his strength almost spent, but his spirit remains unbroken. He has done what was needed to save the world, but the price has been steep. The faces of his fallen comrades flash before his eyes. Bonner, Zara, and so many others gave their lives for this victory. Their sacrifice is not forgotten, and the memory of their bravery will forever live on in the hearts of those who survive. The survivors, though mourning their losses, stand tall in the aftermath. They gather together to honor their fallen friends and comrades. Captain Cross, though weak and barely able to stand, is lifted by the collective strength of humanity. He knows that this victory is not just his, it belongs to everyone. The people of Earth, from every corner of the world, have come together to fight against the odds, and they have succeeded. As Cross gazes at the horizon, the weight of the battle slowly lifts. He is alive to see the fruits of their struggle. He has led them through the darkness and into the light, guiding humanity to victory. And though his body may be broken, his heart is full. He knows that Earth's victory was won not through the power of weapons, but through unity and resilience. The strength of humanity, when united, is unstoppable. In the days that follow, Earth begins to rebuild. The scars of the war are still visible, but they are a reminder of the strength and determination it took to overcome the impossible. The world comes together to restore what was lost, to heal the wounds of war, and to move forward into a new era. The VARAS are no longer a threat, and humanity can begin to rebuild not just their cities, but their future. Captain Cross's leadership and sacrifice become the cornerstone of this new beginning. His actions inspire generations to come. The story of his courage, his resolve, and his unwillingness to surrender is passed down through the ages as a testament to what humanity can achieve. The sacrifices made by him and his team are never forgotten. They are immortalized in the history of Earth, reminding everyone that victory is not given. It is earned, through sacrifice, resilience, and the willingness to stand against overwhelming odds. As Earth begins its recovery, a message is broadcast far and wide, not just to the surviving humans, but to the galaxy at large. The transmission is clear and resolute, echoing across the stars. Do not underestimate Earth. We will fight back, and we will win. This final message is a warning and a declaration. It is a promise that humanity, despite the many trials they have faced, will not be easily defeated. They have faced down the greatest threat in the universe and emerged victorious. Earth will rebuild, and Earth will rise, stronger than ever before. The war is over. The dawn of a new era begins, one where humanity stands united, resilient, and determined to protect their home from any force that dares to threaten it again. The ultimate victory has been won, and a new chapter in the history of Earth begins.